entrepreneurial journey is a marathon, not a sprint. And it is more about how we are with ourselves through the journey than actually hitting the goals, right? It's more about who you become in the process of moving towards your goals than actually hitting them. There's always new goals, new things to do, next levels. But who you become in the process, right? Entrepreneurship is a spiritual growth path. We are continuously up against our own growth edges, our own fears, our own limiting beliefs, our own self-doubts that we're ready to work on in order to step into the next level. And it can be a frustrating journey, can be challenging, it can be full of fears and self-doubts, and that's a part of it. That is a part of it, all of us. And I have really learned that it is more about how I am being with myself through the process that matters, right? That's what creates the sustainability of a business, the sustainability of continuing to step into who you are meant to be. Living your soul purpose, sharing your unique gifts. And a big part of that is, are we being our number one supporters? Are we cheering ourselves on? Are we continuously criticizing, judging, and feeling ashamed of every mistake we make? Because that's the difference between an enjoyable journey and a really tough one. And I definitely get caught in the pattern of self-judgment, of expecting myself to be perfect, expecting myself to always be my ideal version. And whenever I fall short of that version, going into self-judgment, self-criticism, and it's hard. It makes for a really tough ride, you know? And it's harder to learn as well. When I'm judging and criticizing myself, it's really hard to genuinely look at the situation as the observer, the neutral observer, and be like, okay, what worked? What didn't work? What can I improve? What did I do well? You know, even if it was a flop. And when I can be a compassionate observer of myself, it is much easier to learn the lessons, to continue to grow, to evolve, to use each challenge as a way to show me what I'm ready to heal, ready to learn, to step into my next level. And you know, we gotta enjoy the journey. It's a marathon, and it's the same thing as health and fitness, right? It's not about that quick fix diet. Those never work. It's about finding a sustainable lifestyle, a sustainable, healthy lifestyle that you enjoy, that you will show up for day in and day out, that then you create a healthy body, right? Same in business, same in entrepreneurship, same in stepping into your purpose. It's how we are with ourselves, how we can create and foster an environment where we can learn, we can grow, we can fail, we can pivot, we can continue in the entrepreneurial journey. In order for it to be sustainable, to keep showing up, are you being kind and loving to yourself? Are you cheering yourself on even when you mess up? Because you will mess up. Even when you make a mistake, because you will make a mistake. And that is a part of the growth journey, right? So it is learning how to be with ourselves, to support ourselves. There will always be the highs and lows, the ups and downs, you know. There's breath in, there's breath out, there's seasons, there's chapters. That is the flow of life. But what creates my suffering is when I'm judging myself, when I'm in the low, right? I can be in the low and not suffer so much when I'm being kind to myself. And that's when I get stuck in the low, is when I'm self-criticizing, self-judging. And when I get out of the low, it's when I can kindly look with self-awareness, observing with kindness, what is happening, what are the lessons here to learn, and to be a co-creator with life, to step into the next version of me, right? A deeper layer of authenticity, create my next level in my business. So it is really an inner journey, and it's really about how we are with ourselves through the journey that makes or breaks it. And whenever I'm feeling stuck on the outside, like, okay, I know I need to do this thing, but there's fear. I'm blocked. I don't want to do it. Then it's inner work. And I do the inner work. I do the inner child healing, the meditation. I journal on the fears. I bring awareness to it. until I'm inspired to do the outer action. So I'm either taking inspired action, or if I'm not inspired, then I'm doing the inner work with kindness, hopefully, to see what is going on. So it is that balance and that mix. And it is a journey, but when we can be kind to ourselves, loving to ourselves, cheer ourselves on versus criticize and belittle ourselves, that's when we can continue to show up, because we are fostering the environment that feels good. And follow your joy, follow your aliveness, follow the things in your business, in your marketing strategies, and your sales strategies that actually feel good for you, because those are the ways you're going to keep showing up. Those are the ways you're meant to show up. There's a million ways out there, and it can be so easy to look on the outside for our answers, and our answers are always in here. Your soul knows your next step, knows your most aligned way to do things. And it doesn't have to make sense logically, but is dropping into the presence, feeling into the next inspired action, next inspired step, and doing that, and allowing one inspired step at a time open up. We don't have to see the whole staircase, which is often which keeps us stuck. When I want to see the whole staircase, have the whole plan of where I'm going, but I just need to take the next step. Take the next inspired, aligned step, and from there I'll have the next step and the next step. And before you know it, you're at the top of the staircase, but I could have never planned that path, right? Versus when I follow my intuition and trust the guidance, trust myself, follow my joy, it has a lot more ease, a lot more flow. Being kind to ourselves on the journey, so important.